Thanks for joining us on Africa Independent Television, AIT. Welcome, as always, to Democracy Today. I am Ijoma Osamo. Let's begin tonight with a report that the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has been rearrested and brought back to Nigeria to face his trial. At a joint press briefing on Tuesday with the State Security Services, SSS, in Abuja, and Nigeria's Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, they both said the international collaborative effort with security agencies led to Kanu's arrest and repatriation to Nigeria.
Self-acclaimed leader of the proscribed secessionist indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has, for your information, been intercepted through the collaborative efforts of the Nigerian intelligence and security services. He has been brought back to Nigeria in order to continue facing trial after disappearing while on bail regarding 11-count charge against him. Recent steps taken by the federal government saw to the interception of the fugitive Kanu on Sunday, the 27th day of June 2021. Inec Kanyi Nnamdi Ngozi Okukanu was born on the 25th September 1967 at Afrauku, Abia State, Nigeria, and indeed a holder of Nigerian passport number A051368827, first issued on the 17th October 2013 at Festa, Lagos. For your information, distinguished members of the press, Kanu is as at now been produced before Federal High Court in continuation of hearing of his case in respect of which he has evaded and indeed jumped bail.
We were witness to the, should I say, the rearrangement, is it rearrangement per se, to the rearrest and the rearrangement of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu in court today. We were fortunate enough to be within the court premises while the DSS came to court with Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. We were also privy to be in court while a date was fixed for the continuation of his trial, which is the 26th day of July 2021. And then in the interim, he's been ordered to be remanded in custody of the state.
All right, we're supposed to join the director, the Center for Alternative Studies. He was supposed to be joining Alternative Policy, Perspective and Strategy. He is also a literary writer, Dr. Udenta. We're supposed to join him, but we'll be joining him towards the end of the program. Let's move on to let you know that the Zamfara State Governor, Bello Matawali, finally defected to the All Progressives Congress APC from the PDP. We are yet to link up with them because as I did last time we checked on what's going on in Zamfara, we heard that the governor is even yet to arrive at the scene of the defection. The program, which is supposed to start at 10 a.m., at about 5:30 to 6 p.m., it was nowhere to be found. So we are still waiting to see if he will join his supporters for the defection party. But let's take update from Anambra governorship party primaries. We begin from the APC. One of the aspirants in the race under the platform of the APC has been reacting to the Saturday's direct primaries by the party in Anambra State. He is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of National Inland Waterways Authority, George Mogalu. He told journalists in Abuja on Monday that there was no primary election by the APC in Anambra State.
Because I feel very hot that people who are holding very high responsible offices, that a lot is expected from them, will come out in broad daylight to tell absolute lies. Somebody at that level will come out to say that elections held and results were obtained and announce it and expect people to accept it, when in actual fact he knows in clear conscience that no elections took place. Are you not surprised that a national party like APC, a party in the federal government, conducted its primaries and there's no video clips of voting taking place on any national network? Meanwhile, other parties, who even when they had clear factions, all the factions were being reported on media, on the electronic and print media. Are you not embarrassed about it? So anybody can sit in his bedroom and write anything. I'm going to follow the laid down procedure. I have been in party management for the past 30 years, and it's verifiable at the highest level of party administration. So, and I'm going to follow the steps as provided by the party constitution. I don't accept what happened. I've protested formally to the party. I'm waiting for the party's response. But what I've done now is to bring the issue to the public domain, because I don't want lies to be in the public domain. The truth must be said.
And on the PDP primaries, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, who led the conduct of the Saturday, June 26, 2021 party primaries in Anambra State, said the exercise was done in a peaceful and transparent way, contrary to what some aspirants had said.
Well, you see, there can never be anything that is 100% perfect. But I can tell you that the primaries that we conducted was, if I must rate it, and with the rating of the people that are on ground there, and with the smile that I saw in their faces, I can tell you that we were able to conduct a 99.9% free, credible primaries in Anambra State. And the issue raised by Obiora, he asked those questions before the result was announced, and I gave clarity to them. We have 218 accredited voters, and 200 voted, 199 and 1 voided vote. And it was obvious that some didn't vote. And interestingly, the accreditation that was done in conjunction with the agent of the aspirant, and also all the aspirants sat in the front row and insisted that you go out and we'll take back. And the took place. Election was over, and we extra to booth and sort these ballot papers. They were all seated, and we sorted the papers with their agent, receiving these ballot papers of their aspirant or their candidate. And after sorting, we counted, and somebody won.
Okay, that's it from the party primaries. Now let's quickly go to our focus tonight. The highly anticipated continuous voter registration exercise has finally resumed. And the process began on Monday, 28 June 2021, with the online pre-registration process. To make the register easy for voters, the Independent National Electoral Commission, that's Inec, introduced the pre-enrollment Inec CVR online portal. But how the people can adapt to this new process is what we shall find out from the electoral umpire, as we have the National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education, here with us in the studio, Barrister Festus Okoye. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yes, he will be telling us and also answering questions to some of the legal questions and some of the messages that you sent to us on the issue of the CVR. And the Commission's Director in charge of the Information and Communication Technology, ICT, is also here with us, Dr. Chidi Nwafor. Thank you very much for your time and also for coming on the show. Yes, this is to explain. If you also take a look at this side, you will also see people who will be explaining, as well as this is just an example of a registration point. When you go to your polling units, you see things like this. You see the person who is taking the registration process, as well as the person who is to be registered. We will be to be registered, I beg your pardon. We will be doing that. Some of us who are yet to have their voter's card will have to come do this. It's not a dummy. It's a complete registration that we'll do here. And it's just an opportunity for some of us to get to register, and Nigerians to see the process and to also understand how this will be done. This is for those who do not understand, who have been complaining. But let me just give you this short information that the portal was, on Monday, the pre-registration portal was launched at about 7 a.m. And that same Monday, between 24 hours after 7 a.m., they registered about 59,331 persons, and the account was created. And within the same period, 42,211 applications were received out of 27,759 individuals applied for new voter pre-registration service. And 11,177 requested for voter review record. There 1,669 applied for voter transfer. Then 853 asked for information update. 305 applied for replacement of PVCs. 118 applicants requested for uncollected PVCs. These statistics have been uploaded, according to the Commission, to the website of the Commission. So let's quickly, before we go to do the dummy, or probably we just try and see whether we start from the registration, then start asking questions. But I would like the National Commissioner to just answer some few questions, then we'll go to the proper thing that we are here for tonight. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
You know, the people have been asking questions on how this process and the law can stand. Some persons say, remember that in our Constitution and even the Electoral Act, these are electronics. And there's no law backing the use of electronics in election. So how can you explain to Nigerians that someone will go to court to demand that this is wrong?
No. If you look at the third schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Independent National Electoral Commission is the only agency, the only commission, the only organ that is given exclusive right and jurisdiction to register voters, update the voters register, and also revise the voters register. If you also look at the provisions of the Electoral Act, Section 14 of the Electoral Act, the commission is also the only organ that has been given permission to allocate voters to a particular polling unit and to register voters. So there is no contradiction whatsoever. In fact, since 2011, the commission has had a biometric voters register. So this voters register that we are trying to update now, that we are trying to improve upon, is not a new thing. The only thing we have done is to do a hybrid between a manual process and an electronic process. If you check the provisions of the law, Section 10, subsection 2 of the Electoral Act makes it mandatory for every person who wants to register to appear before a registration officer at a registration center. But what we are doing is that you start your pre-registration online, you fill all your data, but you must eventually appear before a registration officer to capture your biometrics. And so what we have done is to be creative and innovative in making sure that we conform to the new realities of things. And the new reality is that this commission is committed deeply to deepening the use of technology in the electoral process. And I think that so many Nigerians have commended the commission for taking this route and for embarking on this initiative.
Okay. I read one of your interview where you said the commission is already making plans to bring in new machines. And there are companies that have registered and they have shown interest in supplying Nigerians. And also where you said that by 2023, they will use, no, not even 2020, Anambra election, that they will use online to verify voters. So how possible is that? Because we need to know what the EV that the commission is proposing means and how Nigerians will understand that.
Well, the commission is a product of the Constitution and a product of the law. We follow the Constitution and we follow the law. As of today, the state of the law is what we have in the Electoral Act 2010 as amended. And that is what we are going to use for the conduct of the Anambra governorship election, because we don't have a new electoral legal framework as of today. But you see, this commission will not just sit back, wait for the National Assembly to amend the law and present us with a fait accompli. No. What we normally do is that we anticipate, we plan ahead on where we want the commission to move, because we are the ones who give the National Assembly direction and directives on the trajectory of the electoral process. So we envisage, and we were part of the process of amending the electoral legal framework. And we envisage that the National Assembly will give the commission the wherewithal, the leeway, and the window to use technology in the electoral process. So based on that, we are already making plans. We are already planning to introduce electronic voting machines in the electoral process. This is different from the use of internet to vote and people sitting in the comfort of their homes to vote. What we have promised Nigerians is that we are going to introduce electronic voting machines in the electoral process, and every other thing can come slightly later. So we are confident that with the 2023 elections, we are going to use electronic voting machines. But this is also dependent on, one, the electoral legal framework being amended to accommodate some of the things we want to do. Because if you look at Section 49 of the Electoral Act, it makes even the process of voting manual. So for us to change the dynamics of voting, some of those constitutive legal frameworks have to be changed to accommodate what we intend to do. But for Anambra election, we have gone far. You can see primaries are already taking place. So we are going to conduct the Anambra governorship election based on the existing legal framework. The only difference you are going to see in Anambra is that the new polling units created by the commission will be on. The new voters will also be registered, and their permanent voters cards will be printed. The supplementary voters register will also be harmonized with the permanent voters register and used for the Anambra governorship election. So that's the major change you are going to see in relation to Anambra. But going forward, anything is possible, but it depends on the legal framework being passed, and also the international market relating to the production of some of these equipment, taking into consideration the COVID-19 pandemic and some of the challenges we have at the international arena.
All right, I'll come back to you. Let's go to the ICT unit. Now, we want to see how the portal looks, what the portal looks like, how they can operate it. Because the last time I went to Inec, when they announced the dates for the registration, the Inec chairman made mention of you can do that from your home, first of all, and then you pick a date. How is that possible?
Okay, thank you, Joma. Like you said, we started on 28. Today is the next day. And I can assure you that from the record you read was just 24 hours. As we speak now, it has increased tremendously. However, this is a portal that is with you. You have your system, It can be your phone, it can be your laptop, it can be your iPad, anything. So far you go to our portal address. And we have said it, cvr.inecnigeria.org or cvr.inec.gov.ng. So I'm there already. If you look at, I'm using a test site anyway, but we are live. And what I'm doing here is exactly what is also that we have done live. So if you still look at my screen now, this is the portal. And in that portal, you will see the services. And in the services, you can choose what you want. So what we have done is to look at our experiences over the years that we've done registration, and then look at issues. Some people have problem in these our services. How will a new person register? It's an issue. Most of the people feel it very difficult to go and be queuing in the line and all this just to register. So what you do is, how do we help them? So we bring in what we call a pre-registration. That is one of the services. And that pre-registration is a very simple thing. You go to the system and do a lot of fillings, and we capture your fingerprints when you go to. Now look at, I will demonstrate some, but let me also tell you, that's the second one, voter review. I am a voter, I've registered before. Whenever I go to vote, they will tell me my fingerprint will not read. So that's a problem. And because we're introducing two types of biometrics now, which includes the fingerprint and the facials. So you go to voter review to even know whether the picture you have here is yours, to even know whether the picture you have there is in accordance with ICAO standards. So when you go there, it will tell you take a picture and all this, and compare it to what we have in the cloud. If it's not okay, tell it's not okay, and then please come to the place so that we'll get you. The reason is this, so that during an election, you check your fingerprint. That's why we want to call it bimodal accreditation. You check your fingerprint. If it doesn't read, we use our facial. You must read on all this, no matter the situation. So we are trying to help Nigeria. That's again another problem we notice, which is called voter transfer. People move like you because of the mobility of your job. How do I do transfer? It's a bit clumsy based on the manual process. So we have done it in such a way with this online portal, you can do it. Another thing is information update. I might be answering Chidinwa for today. I may like to add other names that is with me. Go to information, bring your record, and update your information and everything. So all these are done with the system, but you must complete some at registration centers, like my national commissioner have said. PVC, a lot of people always complain they can't get their PVC. So we have brought in a system we call PVC collection. You are registered, there will be interaction between you and our system through your email informing you, you have registered, you have been, in terms of duplication, you're okay now. We are printing your card, and when your card is ready, it gets to you. And we inform you when your card is ready and where it is. And wait for it. If somebody collects it, we'll still send you mail that you've collected your card. So you begin to understand what is going on, and that is what we have done. So the sixth one is PVC replacement. So let's go to pre-registration. If you go to pre-registration,
okay. I think they can see this is what will come out when you go there.
Yes.
Okay.
So do I go ahead?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you look at the 6 services, it's clearly written there. Like I've explained, the voter registration, the review, that's new. So assuming I'm 18 now, or that before I've not registered. So when you go there, this is what it will show you. The portal will show you this and give you steps to do it. One of the steps is that you fill the registration, fill the pre-registration form on this portal. When you finish filling it, choose an appointment. You choose appointment by yourself. It will give you date, it will give you time, and you choose. And you will choose the place where you're going to take it. So the system will give you available slots. So all this time they say there'll be crowd and there'll be, if there's crowd, it's going to be our inadequacies at the centers. But we try to do that because we're going to give you time as a lot of the way they do in the embassy. And what you come there to pick is only your fingerprint and your picture. So after that, you generate application slip. But because of time, let me go ahead and look at it. So we still obey the COVID-19 protocols. and let's say new voter registration. Because I'm doing a test using it, will
So
tell you.
I see declaration appearing on the
Yeah, that's
screen.
what I'm trying to tell you. This
Okay.
is a test site. When I finish showing it and you want, if any person that is here wants a registration, we'll do the person here. But this is a test site. It's also showing you the declaration. This declaration is also even in our main site. You know what it tells you? I declare that all the information I provide, because people can lie, people can bring false information, and they don't know we have a database of all this information. We have the records. So if there's any case we get it, we'll show we'll refer to this declaration that yes, because you saw I declare all the information I provide regarding this process is true to the best of my knowledge, and that I may be subject to prosecution for providing false information. Once you say yes, it gets you properly to the platform. And this is the platform. And then if you look at the platform, which is for the presentation, you see my application. I'm doing an application. So let's say last name, I can use Ijoma. I can use other names. It's not mandatory. First name, I can use Festus.
Is that so?
And then date of birth, let's say second. These are not a month. January, let's say you are an old person, let's say 1930. Just as a test. Just pick anything, let's say 1949. So it gives gender. And I wanted to, you can be, I'm a male or female or not specified. So in this case, let me say female. Occupation, a journalist. As a journalist, where do I put you? Public servant or civil servant? Public servant. So that's the public servant. Home address, AIT. Abuja. I'm just doing a test. So the national identification number, you can put it, and then you move on. AIT Abuja, Sokoro, just to make sure that, because you have to put more than 10 characters. Nationality is Nigeria, and then you give us an email. So, I need to just put an email. Let me call it ijama .festus. I will tell you one of the issues at gmail.com. Because this is one of the problems people have. When you come into this system, it will tell you first, register your account. That's why you saw the 50-something that association. It will ask you your name, it will ask you to put an email. But because we're already on the portal, when you do that, it will send a mail to you and say, verify that you are the person. So when you verify, before it gets you open, do you know why it does that? Because we will be interacting with you. It is that email that it will be sending you a message. And to also check whether you are real. You understand? So, but I'm just doing an...
sorry, before you continue, for those who don't have emails,
yes.
that means they can't take part in this. So you're saying, indirectly telling us, once you clock 18 and you don't have email, go Google register.
That is the way to go. But however, if you don't have email, you wait for a physical registration, which will go around the country. So that one is possible, because that one, we have about 2,000.
You not started that one yet?
That one is starting on July 19th.
Okay.
Yeah. So from this, it gets you to state of residence, let's say Benue, local government. You see, once you have chosen Benue, it will bring you the local government of Benue drop down. So you choose. So if you are from Benue, you will know the local government. So you can choose Agatu. And the country of birth, let's say Nigeria. So once you are doing this, you are giving your information, not to somebody, by yourself in your comfort of your home. State of birth, let's say Adamawa. Local government and city of birth, you see, you have put Adamawa, it gives you local government of Adamawa. So you pick from there. Pick, and then we'll move ahead. Origin information, Nigeria, state of origin, let's say, I said Benue before. Then local government of Benue, once you do that, it gives you back all your local government from Benue. You can pick Agatu, and then place of origin, name of your village. So you can say Festus Compound. This is important because when we intend to move on in terms of helping in our new PUs and all this information may help us eventually. So, compound Makode. I'm just using a name. So once you finish it, it gives you now, this is the key. Where do you want to vote?
Okay.
So like you are here now, assuming you want to vote in FCT or vote in Abuja, Benue, or anywhere you choose. So you make your choice, and it gives you that choice. It brings out the state. So pick a state. You want to vote in Benue. Just as an example, you can pick Benue. And once you pick Benue, automatically, it will give you the local government in Benue for you to pick. And when you pick that local government, let's say Agatu again, this is where I want to vote, it will give you the wards in Agatu local government. And when you go there, it will bring all the wards. There's one I saw in Numba, you pick that. And once you go there, it will now bring all the polling units that are there. And you pick a polling unit. What you have done is that you have told this system, this is where I want to vote. So it has all the information. And then supporting documents that we may need, if you have it, you can file. Once you finish this, the next stage is to save this information and continue your process. So you save and continue. He told me that I did not feel, you can see, this system is interactive where I did not feel well. Disability, is it none or do you have? Let's say none. This is important so that we'll cater for the people living with disability. And then level of education, I did not put it. So in your own case, I'll put tertiary. So it is telling me, please enter a valid email address. That the email address I put is not valid. So let me, just for sake of this, put a valid email. So once I put this valid email, I go back again. You see, because some people will be having problem because they have not, the polling unit and all this is there. I save again to continue. Once I save, it takes me back. That's done. The next thing is now to take the picture because you have to take the picture. Yes. This picture is important because we need it to know that when you come for your fingerprint and you come with it, we know it's you. Right. And we also have to use it at the back end. I don't know whether I'll go ahead or talk on other ones. And there are two, depending on how you want it, because of your time.
So I don't know, probably we just, what you have just said now, maybe we just do the, you want to register. I think when you do this now, this is a registration.
I will explain what is happening there.
Okay.
Once you have finished this, do you understand? Maybe I don't know the time. Maybe you can take it. You can see what we call an application slip, which you will now take to this place. Because what we are here doing now is after you finish online, it gives you the time, the date, and application slip. So at that date, you go to the state center or local government center.
That's the state center.
This is like a state center, state headquarters, or local government. So let's even take the picture so that you can see how it is. Start camera. I hope this is okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to take with my cap. Let's see. There are other process that we say capture. I'll be neutral. Then to take the smiling face, I will try and smile.
Okay, you take two, I guess. That's what they said.
So I will save the filter and continue. Let's see, it's uploading it. And after uploading, it says could not detect full face. So I'll take it again. Yeah, somebody told me that one of our design, that once they reject, will retake all. We are looking into that, but let me retry the picture again. This is where some people find it difficult, but you must prepare yourself based on the background and also based on proper camera from your system. Take one, I'm smiling. Let's see.
So it has uploaded.
He didn't smile well.
Let me remove my cap. Yeah.
All right. So why he's doing that?
Yeah.
There are people who also want to change their place who had registered before, not
Yes.
using the online process,
Yes.
and they want to change their place of registration as well as where they will vote. So those people now, they already have their voter's card. How do they do that with this process?
That's what I wanted to show, unless you want me to go there, but let me try and finalize it because it's important for that side.
Okay, now let me ask you another legal question. Because
Yes.
there are those who feel if they do this, and at the end of the day, there's network problem.
I
At
can answer
times,
that.
the portal will drop.
Yes.
And when you go to the field, you find out that they tell you your information is not stored here. That's like saying this person cannot vote. And you know in the law, if you stop somebody from voting, it's illegal. So what will INEC do at that point?
Maybe I will take it, sir.
Yeah, please.
You see, when you're on this portal, you have 14 days. So far you are saving because you have already registered. Whenever you come back and say log in with your email address and the password,
It will come out.
gets you back and you finish. Like now, I've finished the pictures. You can see quality check passed. And then the next thing is for me to continue the process. Once I continue this process, it has taken all information from the one I have filled, and you can see it. It's telling me, if you look at it, on the left side, it gives me all what I have filled. And I can edit it.
Here,
Yes, on the system.
before you print.
Before you print. And once I finish it, and I find out that all the things I did is okay, then the thing will tell you the next step, the final next step, schedule an appointment. And this is very key, to tell you schedule an appointment. It will now come, scheduling instructions. How will I, where will I, it will tell you choose carefully. Where will I now go to do the fingerprints and all this? So you first choose the state.
Okay.
If you are in Abuja and you want to vote in Benue, and you can capture your fingerprints and picture here in Abuja, but only in state office
Oh,
of Abuja.
okay.
But if you are in Benue and you want to do fingerprint and face, you can go to any local government or any state office. The
INEC
state
office.
Yes. So in this case, I want to go to Benue. It will tell me choose a location. I've chosen. It gives me registration centers. Look at the registration center. You choose by yourself. I can choose local government office, and I have appointment date. It gives you the list of appointment that is available. So you look at your time and fill this appointment. Once you fill this appointment, you have finished and you say schedule appointment. Schedule this appointment, okay? I schedule this appointment, and look at what it has done. It has given you
The date and time.
the date and time, and also telling you print this application. You can store it in your phone. You can see the QR code. You can see the number, the application number. You can also see your picture.
So
It
this
is
is
this.
this is what you take to the
This
center.
is now what you take to the
To the
center.
center.
And once you go to the center, what they will do is to scan this QR card or put your application and you come up. And when you come up, they will just take your fingerprint
And
and,
that's
your
all.
picture. And that's all.
Okay,
And
that's
give
so
you now a
fast.
registration
It's
slip.
quite fast. So can we have just 10 minutes. Is it possible to register somebody now?
If you want to register, maybe National Commission can organize maybe another time.
Okay.
We do it 1 or 2 or 3, and you see how it is.
That fast.
But
Anyway.
You can take your fingerprints and your facials over there.
Yes, but you
Yes.
can take it. We'll show you how it is done.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, can you just let's see how it is done? Taking your fingerprint.
Okay, so we now do an assumption that, okay, you registered
Yes.
in his home. Now, this is the center. He picked, let's assume he picked today as the date of appointment. So he's here now, and then we need to capture his fingerprint. He's already captured his facial, so we may not need to capture the face any longer. So I'll select it. I can see that registration. It's PRE 000852.
Exactly.
That's what you just did now. So it's showing on the system here. So I would open the application here.
Yes.
And then capture the fingerprints.
But this will start in July.
It started on 19th.
On the
19th of July.
Yes.
So this one has already started.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
This is what has been going on.
Okay, this is what people do in their homes.
Yes.
And their offices.
Yes,
Yes.
and I was allowed to do the transfer. So to answer your question, even if I don't do it, I can explain that. You have your voter's card, and you want to transfer.
Yes. So your
You
left.
go to voter transfer
Left
like
phone.
we have here. You go to the services again. When you go to the services, it will give you
The options.
the options. I'm coming to it because you know the information because we're using test site.
So while we're waiting for
Okay,
that,
yeah.
I
I think
understand. Services.
Okay.
You now go to voter
So
transfer.
your thumb. Okay.
So that's all you go. And they give you now what we call a registration slip. That registration slip is what you have. The system will automatically inform you that you have completed your registration. Your PVC is being printed. Once your PVC is ready, it will send you another mail that your PVC is ready. It's at this location at our local government office to go and pick it.
so that how long will it take for that PVC?
Yeah,
to be-
because we normally do back-end processing within 3 months quarterly, where we now check whether you did double registration anywhere.
Okay.
And when we finish this checking, we say you have passed to be a voter.
That even reminds me.
Yes.
The case of registering online.
Yes.
Is it not possible that when you're putting your data, the machine can tell you that you have registered before, that you can't
Yes.
continue?
Yes. You see, we have done it in such a way that once it's taking, for instance, if you are doing pre-registration, it will take your picture. But if you are doing voter transfer, information update, and all this, it will ask you, can we snap yourself? When you snap yourself, it checks at the background to know whether you are the person, and it can confirm, go ahead. So it has you. It has your information. But when you have done it, and you go and change another name, when the system comes, because you change information, the system can only check and get you when we go to our back end to do the fingerprints and your face. And once they bring it out, and we inform you that you did double registration, and they inform you also where you did it. Okay. This will be very transparent and interactive.
What about those cards? Because I meant to understand that your voter's card lasts for 10 years. People who voted before 2011 election. By this time, they may be having problems with their voter's card. So they can come for re-registration?
Yes, we have. I know there were cards that were printed in 2015. There were cards that were printed 2017, 2018, and all this. That's why we put PVC replacement.
Okay.
You understand? And then this is, you can retrieve your data before even it answer you, retrieve your data, take picture, it checks, and it's okay. Before. So you now give us information about it. We will check if it's damaged, it's lost, or any other thing. With supporting documents, we'll print a new card for you.
It's interesting. So you're done. Yeah. That's all. You just take the fingerprints, and
that's all.
You don't need to snap because the picture is already there.
Yes, we don't need to snap.
So
however, if the picture that was taken with the internet is not as good, they can retake.
Retake there.
Yes.
So
that we have a good
what
picture.
we do, what whoever wants to register needs to do is just to do this. This is the main registration,
That's the main
the
registration.
online portal.
Exactly.
And this is just to authenticate your finger.
Just
with
to
your finger,
just to capture your
your
finger.
However-
fingerprints.
That's all.
And
However,
that's-
Joma,
wow.
this is one part, the online. There's another part, which is from July 19th.
Yes.
We will take about 2,670 something tablets, this same system, like you see it here. This with this stand and the keyboard and all this, we take it to about 2,673 centers. So if, for instance, you don't have access to internet, you don't have this like I do, you go there. They will register you, all this registration, they will physically register you, take your fingerprint, and upload it to our system. So we have taken care of all strata of it.
Just to add that on the 19th of July, this registration will take place only in Inec state offices
Yes.
and the local governments, in the 774 local governments. Then thereafter, we will review the security situation in the country and now make a decision on whether to devolve to the other registration centers.
Okay.
Yes. So on the 19th, you can only register at the Inec state office or at the local governments.
So that,
Yes.
that's from 19th.
From the 19th.
But from Monday, you can even do your online registration
yes.
at home
Definitely.
if you have good network. But
Exactly.
what about places where they don't have internet services? It's very important.
And that is why we are giving this opportunity for those that do not have internet access or this system to do physical. But we ask Nigerians, because it's easier. You're not hearing any noise now. And we are doing registration with this volume. So it is easier for those that have internet and all this to use this opportunity.
Then the question that a lot of politicians will ask is, in the case of hacking, you know we have smart people. They can go hack your portal and make so many, what they call it, PVCs out of it. In the case of hacking, how secure is this portal?
It will not be fair for me to discuss the security matter. So I know
No,
what
is it secure? That's the question.
highly secured.
So they can't break in, they cannot hack.
We believe they can break in.
You're sure of that?
Yeah, to the best of my ability and knowledge. You know something about hacking? You have to secure within the available possible loopholes, secure it. I don't know what might happen tomorrow. One guy that is just crazy can get a new loophole that is not known to hackers. We'll treat it when it comes. But for now, we are secured.
And finally, the question I have to ask you now, because of time, because I need Oga to also answer some questions. The question I will ask is, when there is no network, we have seen cases, even in the airport, where they will tell you our server is down, our network is down, we can't fly. When there is no network that day, so what it means is that people can't register.
You see, this online registration is worldwide, so far you have internet. So there's no way in this country where everywhere in Nigeria will not have network. So if for a reason in a certain part you don't have network, you can save your system whenever you have network complete. So far you finish the completion within 14 days and it will take it.
Is it possible to make use of your phone
Oh
to
yes.
do your registration?
Oh yes. I'm just using the phone. You can use the phone, you can use iPad, you can use laptop, you can use desktop
To do registration?
to do registration.
Oh, that's good. So, National Commissioner, the ICT has already
The
explained.
technical people, yes.
Yes, they have explained it. But let's also look at the possibility of politicians coming to manipulate this thing.
What we have done is to move our registration process towards a different direction, and a direction that conforms to both regional and international standards. As he has pointed out, we are going to do this to the best of our ability. And when we designed this particular portal, we didn't consult any politician before designing it. Our main interest is what will be to the benefit of the Nigerian people and what will move our electoral process forward. So that's exactly what we have done. We are going to interact and with the politicians, with all the critical stakeholders, explain to them what we have done and what we are doing, and we are also explaining to them. But by and by, it is the interest of the Nigerian people that is paramount. The moment we have concluded with this online registration portal, and it's on. Our next focus is on Nigerians who do not have this access, to make sure that we do not leave any Nigerian that does not have any disability, any legal disability, from registering. And so our focus is on the Nigerian people and not necessarily on the politicians, because the Nigerian people are the focus. It is Nigerians that are qualified to be registered, and it is also Nigerians that have attained the age of 18 and above and who have not registered before that we should concentrate on. So the moment we get them to register, we have secured their sovereign right to vote in every election, and that's what we are doing.
Okay. Well, you have heard from the Commission. You've seen the demonstration of how you can go get yourself registered. You don't even need to go to any registration center on what it used to be before. You can start from your home using your laptop, your iPad, even your telephone to do your pre-registration, and this will last for 3 weeks. So I think July 19 will be, they will start that process of taking your fingerprints from the offices of Inec. That's what it is.
The state and the local government.
Yes. In your local government.
Based on the appointment.
Based on the appointment that you received. Local government. Those in the world, because people can't travel from to their local government headquarters.
Not at this moment. After the 19th, we will review the security situation in the country and then decide on whether to devolve to the wards. And then we'll give further update and further information.
So that means you're just telling those who stay far away from the local government offices.
Every Nigerian who wants to register, we register, because this thing will go on for over a period of 1 year.
Okay. Well, that's it on voter registration exercise, which began on Monday, June 28th. The first 3 weeks is for you to go online. You can do that on your own. Try to put in your data as well as take your picture. And when you're done with that, you wait when the date that the computer will give you. You go to your local government offices to just take your fingerprints. It won't take you 5 minutes. I've done it. And it didn't take 5 minutes to do these whole processes. And I have a printout of my registration. It's a dummy registration anyway, because I already have voter's card. This is how much we can take. We also need to invite Inec again when the processes start, when we start getting questions from our viewers, to also come and explain to Nigerians how this works, because some people may not understand what the Director ICT has said so far. Well, I would like to say thank you very much to the National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education, INEC, Barrister Festus Okoye. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
And also the Director, I beg your pardon, that means you are going to become a DG. You are going to become a DG soon. The Director ICT of INEC is also here, Chidi. Thank you very much for coming. And also thank you. I didn't call your name. I didn't mention your name.
Bimbo. Bimbo.
Bimbo. And I will. Thank you very much. So Nigerians, I'm sure you understand the processes now. Well, we'll come back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We'll continue from where we stop and also do politics as well as make you understand why you should have your permanent voter's card. Till then, continue to stay with me. Follow me at EG or Samo. Good night.